So first up, came across interview with Bangum Smurf, formerly G Unit, you know, uh, with 50 in the thick of the whole, back and forth with Murder Inc. and Preem and all of that. So recently, bro goes on Ghetto Report Card Radio. I was actually watching it because Quiet is kept. I know I've been alluding to it or giving like little hints about what the next Mafia material profile piece is going to be about. And it's going to be about 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Boo Boo from 134 All Stars. If you know, you know. So, it's a lot of things that 50 Story ties into or whatever. One in particular, Black Just. Now, Black Just ran the boxing program and everything because Quiet Kid 50 was Golden Gloves and all that, you know what I mean? So Bro always knew how to handle himself, you know what I'm saying? Some in Southside say he was a knockout artist. You understand what I'm saying? So that's that, right? So just Black Just died, you know what I mean, in the infamous shooting where E Moneybag tried to kill Preem outside of the Jamaican College, outside of the Jamaican Coliseum. You know what I mean? Lit up at him while he was in a Land Rover. And Preem took Just to the hospital. He only had a leg wound, but he bled out. Like, I guess it hit an artery and all of that. So, it's a lot, behind that. Now, 50 and Bags is super close. Like I kind of covered this on the E Money Bag story I did, which I believe is Mafia Material number 4. Probably close to 15,000 if we're not there yet. Speaking of Mafia Material, shout out to the city of Detroit, man. Y'all represented for that T Stucky joint, man. We are at 28,000, I believe. So yeah, man, big shout out to the D, whatever. Just for that, we definitely coming back to the mitten, you know what I mean, and get into some more stories because y'all show up for y'all. Um, Shout out to B More. The last joint I did was the Anthony Jones joint. That was probably the slowest one that I ever dropped. Like, you know what I mean? Because that joint ain't even at 10,000 yet. You feel me? Like everything else or whatever is like 12,000 or better. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody who's been tapping in with the Mafia Material. I appreciate that. But back to Black Just. So um Just gets hit up by E. 50 is super close to E Moneybags or whatever, and Troy, like basically they were leading the charge against Preem and all of them or whatever. Like on some the enemy of my enemy is my friend type shit. So that's who Black Just is, right? And a lot of people had love for Just and all of that, but it was what it was, streets, you know what I mean? Sometimes it happens like that. Uh Bangum Smurf, who we all know, like I said, was down with G Unit or whatever in the thick of the whole war and the back and forth. Uh he from Trinidad. He's still in Trinidad. He got deported after he caught his last case and everything. But he talked about how he moved to Southside at 13 and all of this other shit. And then by the time he, started getting in the mix, like he was a member of the Lost Boys crew with the Cheats and them. Like I mentioned on the E Money Bag joint, a lot of people think that that was just a rap group, but that was a solidified crew in Queens that had like a huge movement. You know what I'm saying? So that's Smurf background. Now Smurf went on Ghetto Report Card podcast or whatever. Yeah, Ghetto Report podcast or whatever. I thought it was Ghetto Report Card, but probably is. But anyway, um, Ghetto Report Card, Ghetto Report podcast, whatever. He goes on here and he had this to say. Pull this up. This down.
He don't like you. He feel like you don't deserve to be hustling up here. Yeah.
But
2-5 always stayed with
why
that.
why you didn't why
So this part he's not going into like 50 being a knockout artist and why he would knock out certain people or whatever on the block. Just to bring y'all in.
you didn't use it? Because 50 was kind of testing you.
Yeah, because I already know this the big homie.
Yeah,
I ain't know him
Oh,
personally, but I know of him. Like this the big
exactly.
homie.
I'm gonna let it play. He actually talking about the day that he met 50 through one of the Lost Boys OG niggas or one of the OG niggas from the Lost Boys. Right? So that's
Because remember, 134, I already knew who everybody was on the block before I met him. The Silky let me know. You know how hood niggas is. When I'm
Yeah,
gonna check them, he be like, yo, this the stick up nigga. This the hustler nigga. That's the killer. Stay away from this nigga. This nigga will line you up. He a slime boy. So he'll let me know who's who. So I already
right,
know who everybody was. Plus I was
right,
good with Freaky Time, the OG Lost Boys and them. You know what I mean? Because they all from the same community.
right.
Yeah.
So 50 was cool with the Lost Boys too.
Yeah, for sure. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Freaky
yeah,
Top put 134 on the map. If I'm making
yeah.
your block popular, you can't get mad at me. They doing the
Right.
music thing, they selling crack. All the hustlers gonna want to come to this block. All the
Hmm.
bitches gonna want to come to this block. This is the block that's popping, nigga. They got the stars. So you can't hate on Freaky. Rest in
Okay,
peace.
so yeah, rest in peace.
hey, not for nothing. That's kind of how it was and why like certain rappers, more back then or whatever, got like a lot of love and didn't really hear too much about rappers getting slimed out, what I mean, in their own hood, like how Boosie be talking about now. Because it was really a one hand wash the other, both hands wash the face type situation. Like you said, you repping the hood, like you making it seem like this is the place to be. And so everybody or whatever is gonna start trying to be in a place to be. So more foot traffic. If you selling shit, better chance you have of getting your shit off and having more clientele because everybody trying to like come from far and wide to hear about this neighborhood that they heard about on the song. I guess nowadays because I know I'll be trying to roll this shit up before I even start. But anyway, now I guess it's because it's more of a killing culture in the street, like at least with the youngins and shit, that then like getting money. So it's like all it is to do whatever is slime niggas out and rob niggas and all that shit, whatever. But I mean, rappers been getting robbed. You know, on the subject of 50, the original 50 Cent then robbed a few of your parents' favorite rappers. So like if your pops or your mom is like a little older and they start telling you about back in my day just for mine, I'm like, hey mom, like you ain't know that such and such got his chain snatched by Calvin Martin. You ain't know Calvin Martin. Well, let's keep going, sir.
It's a freaky tie. So paint the picture of Southside
Yeah,
at this time.
yeah.
On outside on the block. Paint the
Bro,
picture.
it's beautiful. Everything is it's more unity, it's more love. You dig? That's the picture I could put. It was just love. It was more unity. Everybody was together. It wasn't all this social media shit. Who trying to stun on who? Competition with this one. It wasn't no competition like that. It was just
Yeah.
everybody getting money, everybody together. And shit just beautiful, man. Everything was
Right.
just more genuine back then, man. Because you got to remember, everybody was getting money. 50 wasn't the only nigga getting money on 134. You had Mutt getting money. You got JoJo. You got Kev Rock. There's a bunch of different hustlers out there. You got Kendo. Like, you got a bunch of different, you got Dave with the High Tower family. You got a lot of people that was getting money out there. So
Yeah.
everybody, and our block in Queens 134 is like a Harlem block. You know all them blocks in Harlem like long? Like we the longest block in Queens, you heard? 134. We start from 134 and end at 137. So that's like 3 blocks in one. That's one block.
Yeah.
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 So
So
everybody
everybody
out
was
there
together.
getting money. Yeah.
I heard you say 50 used to knock people out on the block.
Yeah,
How many
yeah.
people? How many people you see him knock out?
He knocked a few guys out. He knocked a few guys out. I see him punch a lot of niggas up, knock niggas out. He knocked. I don't want to name niggas' name because a few of them my homies too, so we don't got it. I mean, but he knocked a few dudes out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he nice with the hands though. He always used he Golden Glove. He was a Golden Glove. He nice with the hands. Like Black
And
Just, rest in peace, used to fund him. You know what I mean?
yeah,
His training and all that. That was Preem
yeah,
right hand man.
yeah. So when he used to knock people out, what he do after? Just stay there?
So now you brought up Black Just. Also, I wanted to point out, without giving too much away what I'm going to do with the documentary, but this shit is already known. But in the Ghetto Quran, Black Just is the one that said, well, he the one that had that 50 did the line about. He said, rumors in the hood was just for snitching. I ain't believe that Paul. He helped me cop my first ZX6R. Like, so, you know, the Kawasaki joints or whatever and everything. So, you know, it's yeah, it should get deep, man. Queen stories. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I be trying to figure out with like Raising Canaan. Like who Black Just character would be, because I mean we're kind of past that point, you know what I mean? I feel like, but it's like who does he end up being in the you know, in the midst of everything? But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talk shit.
yeah. That's how he is, niggas. The same way you see him on the internet harass people, that's what he do. He'll harass niggas in the hood all day. But he know who to come around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They ain't nobody try to get no get back, fight him over that or nothing.
Nah. That was I told you, that's the big bully in the hood. So you know, and nah, ain't nobody, nah. Plus he had
Eh,
his soldiers around him too, always keep some niggas, you know what I mean? He always keeps some guys around him that'll get
Yeah.
busy for him.
So what would be some of the reasons he might knock somebody out on the block? If they all on the block, obviously they know each other.
You might be hustling and he don't like you. He feel like you don't deserve to be hustling up here. So he'll knock you out. It could be a funny joke. You trying to crack on a nigga and he ain't with it. He'll knock you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, things like that.
Okay. So you said Black Just was funding him.
Yeah.
Did
But
you know Black
when he
Just
was boxing,
with the boxing? Did you
yeah.
know Black Just?
Yeah, I knew Black Just. See,
He
I
was
gotta
cool.
keep it real. I can't really, this is just me, right? I gotta keep it real because there's certain thing I shouldn't say, but I gotta keep it real. I met Black Just because I used to sell heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he used to come purchase heroin from me. So that's how I got cool with Black
Wait,
Just.
what you mean? He used to come purchase heroin.
He used to come purchase heroin from me.
He used to get high. You saying?
He used to come purchase heroin from me.
all right, now peep game. All right, this is Black Just we talking about. This is Supreme Team affiliated. You know what I mean? Like he got work, he got workers, you know what I mean? You get money. Smurf is a hell of a lot younger than Just, because I mean Just Smurf is younger than 50. So 50 comes up under Just sponsoring him for the boxing shit is like, okay, so Just wouldn't need to get no weight from Smurf, not for no dog food. Because even though he was mainly with the coke and all of that shit or whatever, I'm pretty sure he could, you know what I mean, he could get tied to that. So, damn, this nigga Smurf just said that Just was out here getting hot. That's fucking crazy. I'm waiting to hear what comes out of this shit.
And what you was selling? A finger? Oh,
Bundles, 80 a bundle.
Yeah, he's
so
shooting up.
but, hey, you say you gotta keep it real. So
I
you
gotta
saying
keep it
Black?
real. This is my
So
story, and this is what I had to learn. Like, I'm not saving nobody. I'm not, nah. because I've been mad humble, I've been mad quiet. No, I'm keeping it real in all my shits now. That's what happened. I used to serve him heroin, bro. Shout out to the OG, rest in peace. But yeah.
So at
So
this
that's
point,
how
you
me
was
and him got cool. But when he
huh?
went heroin, he'll come check me.
Yeah. But he was okay. But he was still doing his thing at this time.
I don't know what he was doing at the time, but I know he's Black Just at the time because remember what they did was the 80s, my nigga. That's why y'all getting confused.
Okay.
That's the 80s. They're
Okay.
not
So
gonna
when
be
was he
the
funding
they
50
not gonna be
with
the
the
big
box
dope
in the
wars they
80s?
was in the 80s. Yeah, that's
Okay.
like the 80s, early 90s. I'm talking about 2000 when
Yeah.
I was hustling heroin. Yeah.
Wow. So Black just
You asked me
picked
if
up.
we was cool, how I got cool with him. Yeah. I
Yeah, he
gotta
picked
keep it
up a
real.
habit.
I'm not,
Damn.
I mean, that's my story.
All right, well, hold on. Now, here's the thing or whatever with Black Just or whatever. Maybe he just misspoke or whatever. But it couldn't have been 2000 because by 2000, 50 got shot. Black Just or whatever got killed. So in May 24th of 2000, I know 50 got hit up. You understand what I'm saying? Because I was somewhere, my birthday is May the 28th, right? So I was somewhere celebrating my birthday. I was with a couple of my partners or whatever. A little chick I used to talk to, whatever. Her birthday was on the 24th. My partner's birthday on the 25th. So we just Gemini'd out, right? And we got word or whatever of like 50 getting hit up while we was in the little party and everything like that. The dude, little DJ nigga said, and because it happened earlier that day. It happened in the morning. But we was just floating around. We wasn't really like tapped into the radio and all that. So that happened. Black just got killed the December before in 1999. So yeah, that's kind of weird how yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of strange. I mean, maybe he just means like going toward the 2000s, like late 90s and shit. They say that Yayo started really moving about, you know what I mean, with 50 in like 98, 97, 98 ish. But he from 134 and all of that shit too. So, like he from Freaky Top Block and all that shit. So, it's a lot. But yeah, I just caught that date or whatever, and it seemed a little off to me because by 2000, like just never saw the 2000s. You know what I mean?
Story, and that's it. I gotta keep it 100. They cut off again.
Oh, there you go,
I
dog.
gotta keep it 100. Oh, he back. You can hear me?
Hey, but I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh no, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta keep it 100, man. But rest in peace. I ain't trying to downplay nobody. I'm just keeping it 100. That's my story. That's how we got cool, and that's a fact.
Damn. That's crazy. I never heard that story.
Yeah.
Hey man, we
Man, let me
learned a
keep it
lot of
real.
firsts today.
Let me keep it real. All them old timers is on the fucking heroin, bro.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. A lot of old heads is on that.
Yeah, so I'm not. Yeah, that's what it is, bro. So
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
It
That
is
is
what
the
it is.
fact.
I'm just here to tell the truth, man. I'm just here to tell the truth, to separate the truth.
That's a fact. And also him telling that story, the Smurf born, he said 81, so he 3 years older than me, right? When I first got involved with that dog and all that, man, I was super young. And it wasn't even on no shit like I was actually looking to get into that. I was trying to get, some things, man. I wanted some Timbs, a North Face, some studio time, and like a beat. Nigga was gonna charge me like 300 a beat or some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't crazy, but like for me at 13, 14, like, you know what I mean? That was crazy. So older nigga, he say, that like that weed shit gonna take too long. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta get in something heavy. You know what I mean? And then he kind of like put me on with that. And I kind of like just stuck with it because I wasn't comfortable like weighing out powders and playing with all that shit or whatever. And I always heard stories about how like dudes who didn't know what they were doing, trying to like bag dope and all that shit, and they catch the Jones and they be hooked, like I mean, because they get in them. Like uh but yeah, that was like still a thing at that time. And it was a lot of like old heads. There wasn't really too many young people that I was running across that were coming to get that shit from me. You know what I'm saying? Like some of them people was borderline like my grandmama age or whatever and shit. Like so yeah, like I definitely believe that and shit for New York at the time. You know what I mean? It was definitely going down like that. You started seeing like younger people get into the whole dope shit because when they started putting the oxys out, and there was a lot of people that even I knew that played sports and might have had a sports injury, and then they start taking the oxys or whatever for the pain. And once they healed up and they take them off the pills, they still have the addiction to the opiate. And they'll try to scam or like they'll know other like athletes who hurt themselves and need going to the same doctor. So like they'll start swapping pills, and then like the pills get more expensive, and then before you know it, it's just like somebody will put them on like, yo, the dope cheaper, and they just what I mean, they go with it. So that's really where I started seeing like people my age that were in my age group start coming up to me or whatever. But by that time, I was late teen. I was probably pretty much out of high school, about to be. You feel me? But yeah, that's crazy. That was definitely that era though. Like, 97, 98 to like 2000. Even something I said on the when I did that Murder on My Mind remix. And I was talking about damn, what was the line? I said that heroin was my first love and that white girl was my mistress. That was 99 to oh 01. By oh 02, I switched it because it like some shit, but yeah, it's like some shit like that or whatever. I'll put the link to that shit in the chat. It's a dope joint. Might even play it on here, whatever. I'll just go and find it later. But let's get back to this. See what else he say about Just.
Truth from the lies. That's all I'm here for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like so when a lot of times people sell these drugs, right? And then
Right.
they see who's getting high and stuff like that.
Right.
Was that a shocker, or what was the shocker have you that you seen maybe that you served somebody like, damn, that motherfucker getting high too?
Shit, man. Everybody used to get high, man. Down to the doctors, lawyers, bro. Yeah, man. I serve all kind of people. You got to remember where we from too, Rochdale. The buildings, that's not really the project, Rochdale. That's more
Yeah.
like a co-op. That's more
Mhm.
like a middle class. That's not a
And
project.
Rochdale's in the side.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
go ahead.
on God Brewer, across the street from
Mhm.
134. That's on the God Brewer Strip. So you got a
Okay.
lot of people with good jobs that work there, a lot of C.
Now, Rochdale, if you remember, that was where Nas said, I went through Rochdale Project, seen my, he said, that me and Bun used to hang out there back in the days. That's where all the bitches was. Seeing my nigga Shorty out there pumping. Shorty was like 12 going on 20, a real loser type nigga, you know? Yeah, that's Rochdale, I think you talk about. Yeah. But like you said, he called it the project because it do get live over there. Like, you know what I mean? But, it is like a co-op.
CEOs, a lot of police, doctors, and all that too. So, yeah, I seen it all. I served them all.
Um,
Not saying I'm proud of it, but at the end of the day, I gotta keep it real.
and we all got regrets, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like product of your
At
environment,
least I
man.
learned from my mistakes, so that's what I can
Right.
say.
Um,
With age come wisdom.
so 50 started to rap after he caught his case.
All right, so we we stopped that one there.